Ava Kennel. All right, so we're here and I'm out at Tidewater Canine, and what we're going to do today is we've got a video series out called Working with Scent, and it explains and demonstrates how I teach diabetic alert dogs. It doesn't cover obedience or public access. This is just going to cover the scent work and the alerting behaviors that we use with diabetic alert work. So with the first video series, we have probably somewhere close to 100 dogs all over the world that started out as pets that are now alerting for low blood sugar and high blood sugar. So what we've done is the videos have been out for about a year now, and we took some feedback from the clients who have gone through the videos and kind of took a look at the questions that are common, and we're going to kind of update the videos now to include some of that information and some new techniques that aren't necessarily required for the dog, but that are going to help you as you begin this work with the dog working on scent. So a few exercises that weren't included in the first series will be included now, and hopefully they'll help you work with the dog better as a team as you're working with scent. So what does a diabetic alert dog do? The diabetic alert dog's function is to monitor a person's blood sugar and alert either that person or someone else when that blood sugar falls too low or rises too high. We start this work with working with the low scent, and then we progress on after we've accomplished lows over to highs. The dogs normally pick up the highs on their own, and we just kind of got to dial in the number where we want the dog to alert on the meter. So the first part is really trying to determine if your dog currently has a sense or knows anything about low blood sugar. And over the past year or so, as we've used these videos and helped people, I was really surprised at the number of dogs that are naturally alerting, but the family or the person hasn't really put two and two together. So it's going to be a different process that we'll use if the dog is naturally already alerting to low blood sugar. So that's the first thing we got to find out. And I'm going to kind of just describe what naturally alerting dogs typically do. My recommendation or my advice that I give everyone in the very beginning is to kind of journal your blood sugar and the dog's reaction, so you can go back and put that together over time to see if the dog's doing something over and over and over again when your blood sugar is actually low. So these dogs that are naturally alerting, they do it in their own way. And so some of the common behaviors that you might see are, you notice your blood sugar's low and you pay attention to the dog, and maybe the dog just seems restless. It's pacing back and forth. A lot of dogs will pant. That seems to be a common behavior. So look for that. You know, does a dog pant every time or most of the time that your blood sugar's low? If so, that dog's probably reacting to the scent of low blood sugar. Other things that dogs do, licking is a pretty typical behavior, and a lot of times the dog will focus in on your mouth area. The breath seems to have the strongest scent, so they kind of gravitate towards that. Licking or just sniffing when you're low is an indication that the dog may know what's going on. Some dogs get interested in hands. My Ava gets interested in this area right here on my forearm, both forearms. I don't know why. I've seen dogs that get interested in ears and dogs that get interested in feet. So every dog is different in this respect, and what we're looking for is just some consistent behavior from the dog when your blood sugar is low. If you see this, you're going to want to skip forward in these videos to a video that's called Working with Live Scent. You'll bypass all the scent sample work that we do, and you'll just be working with live scent with the dog. The scent samples that we use help a dog recognize the scent of low blood sugar, and they're close enough to live scent that the dog can take a little bit of a leap over to live scent all on its own. Once a dog does make that leap to live scent, many dogs will no longer be interested in a scent sample. The dogs that are still interested in a scent sample, I don't recommend using scent samples with them. You know, the scent sample is close enough that the dog can make the connection, but once it's on to live scent, the scent sample is different enough that it can cause confusion in the dog. So if your dog is a natural alerter, we just want to move you forward, skip the scent sample work, and go directly to a video called Working with Live Scent.